Good morning. Good morning. This is your chaplain, AJC. I am the seer. This morning, we're bringing another message to you entitled The Pain and Struggle in Adversity. The Pain and Struggle in Adversity. I was led to minister on this particular topic this morning because oftentimes, as believers, especially during a period of transformation and change, radical change, we're often faced with challenges and adversity. One of the things that I have experienced in my own spiritual life and walk with the Lord is there are certain things that we can go through. Every one of us, each and every one of us, we have our thing. Your thing may be familial, it could be financial, it could be, anything. It could be professionally. But every one of us, we have our thing, that thing that pushes us to the edge, kind of pushes us to the brink of destruction, self-destruction, mental breakdown. We call it stress. Some of you, when you're stressed, it shows up in your skin. It shows up in your health, so forth and so on. You could just see it. Or some people process stress in a way of effective depression, and they sleep for a long time. Or some people cannot sleep. Um, But what I found is in each and every one of our things, that thing that induces stress and anxiety, pain, mental pain and anguish, that thing that uh, produces the struggle in our life, and that adversity that we all face, it can be overwhelming at times. It can be overwhelming in what I call spots, silos, moments. Um, it's not the whole entire day. It's those brief, powerful, impactful moments that really, really, really bring us down. That really bring those tears, uh, those tears to the depth of the eye. And though we may not cry, there is a cry on the inside of us, and there is a pain, a deep shame, um, and it's all internal. It's adversity that is all mental. Um, and so many believers go through this. So many believers have pain and struggle in adversity. They're not singing the songs of Zion. They're not joyful. They're not. It's easier to say certain things than it is to do certain things. And so I'm a witness that there are times when we experience those brief moments. They're brief, but they have such an impact. They commandeer our feelings. They take over, inundate our day with negativity, and we're just there's almost like this toxicity that is in our spirit, and it's hard to shake. It's hard to shake. And so many of you go to work and people don't know, hey, because you're performing, you're behaving as normal, but on the inside, you are broken. On the inside, you feel defeated and you're so low. So many people have a smile on their face, but you don't know it is something so small. I watched a video once. I think it was a video about this very large animal being spooked by a very small uh, little animal, and the larger animal was spooked to the degree that it ran. Now it could have defeated the little thing, but the perception, fear is perceptive, and oftentimes from the outside looking in, we say, okay, oh, well, you shouldn't be afraid of that, or you should not allow. that light bill or that water bill or that credit card bill, or you shouldn't allow those things to take over your feelings, have such an impact on your emotional state. However, it's easier said than done because, again, these things have such an impact on our perception. On our perception, adversity could be small. Adversity could be very minute. But if it's large in my perception, that's one of the things that I've learned about life is that there are certain things that it screams loudly in the moment and it's shouting so loudly and it's so important in the moment that it has that ability to steal the day, um, to rob you in broad daylight, to rob you of your joy. And yes, it's you forfeiting it, but I'm talking about the perception and the feeling. I brought this message to you this morning because the Lord wants you and I to learn how to deal with our pain. He wants us to learn how to deal with our struggles while in adversity, while facing adverse conditions, because oftentimes we don't face these things properly and we go through them in the wrong ways, thereby producing the wrong results for our lives. So the Lord wants the best for us. So how do we deal with pain? First, we got to acknowledge I'm in pain. I'm toxic. I'm struggling right now. This is another thing. Sometimes we have people in our corner. It's not that they're in our corner. It's that a lot of times we don't know how to deal with the issues of others in our lives. There are times when people are in pain and they're struggling, when they don't need to be scolded. They don't need to be corrected, so to speak. They need your support. They need an encouraging word. And so we have to learn as support systems, the people around you, when they reach out, um, don't be so quick to condemn. Don't be so quick to bullet or to beat up on them because a lot of times they're already being beaten up. I'm going to say this. There are people in your life that even if you don't have the money to help them, sometimes you just need to reach out and ask, are you going through financial? Are you okay? And because a lot of times the people around you are not okay. It might not be financial, again, it could be something else, but it's the empathy. It is the art of intercession that we should be praying for one another. And when we feel the unction, when we feel that tug to check on our loved ones, we should be checking on the people that we love because there's a lot of people in our lives. They're drowning with a smile. They're drowning with a good morning text. They're drowning in an I love you. But they are drowning. They're overcome in some mental condition and situation. And again, it might not be, you may not be able to recognize it on the surface. It may not be very perceptible, but we have to be able to discern and check on one another and encourage one another. Why? Because that's a key component. When people are drowning, they need a lifeguard. Remember, we're supposed to be looking out for one another. And so we have to do that in love. We have to do that in empathy. We have to do that in the spirit of mercy. Because somebody in your life is struggling. While you're happy, somebody's struggling. Someone is struggling. While your bills are paid, somebody's bills are not being paid. Somebody's struggling to make ends meet. And that could be having a profoundly negative impact on who they are, how they feel, how they see themselves in that moment. Don't let your loved ones drown. Don't let your friends drown. Throw them a life jacket. Pray for them. Not only pray for them, check on them. Even if they don't tell you what's going on, read the cues, read between the lines. Know when there's something going on and they just don't want to share. In those moments, pray. In those moments, lift them up. In those moments, be there for them because they need you. It's been a moment with AJC. Remember, I am the seer, and I look forward to the next message. Go in peace. Shalom, shalom.